Hey, I am here to talk to you about things related to toxic relationships and understanding narcissism. My name is Lise Colucci. Let's get started talking about dismissal and how narcissists dismiss you and devalue you in relationships and what that's like. So welcome, and we're going to talk about that. Let's see. Dismissal. What do I want to say? And yes, I'm in a barn. So, okay. Narcissists use dismissal to get away with not taking accountability. They will say things to you, the narcissist will say things to you, and then start an argument, start gaslighting you, and then when you react, they will go aloof, they will act like they don't care, they'll scoff. You know, things like that. They will, when you're talking to them and telling them how you feel, they go, uh-huh. Or they just dismiss, You know, they will always, not always, they will often dismiss your feelings in order to avoid having conversations about the things they're doing that are making those feelings feel worse. So yeah, dismissal is a fun one, isn't it? Before we go too far into this, you guys, if you're being dismissed by someone and you are being not heard in conversations, if you're not being loved properly, love yourself for a while. Get out of the situation you're in for as much of your day as you can. Find things in your life that bring you happiness and joy, that bring you feelings of peace, that bring you back to your own center. Because being dismissed destroys your self-esteem. It destroys your self-worth. It destroys your feelings of adequacy about oneself, right? Because I mean, obviously, here you spend your time caring what other people think, caring what the person you're in a relationship or your parent or whoever the narcissist is feels, right? And they aren't doing the same thing for you. So who cares about you? You got to care about you. So please, before we talk more about what they do, let's talk about what we can do about it. We can not listen to that. We can see that as a giant, more than a red flag, a screaming siren telling you that this person cannot care about anyone in a real and healthy way, telling you that this person will not take accountability. Use it as a signal to set your path toward getting away from that sort of thing if you can, okay? Because it's not going to change. They're not going to suddenly, well, it will change. It'll change when they cycle back into the love bombing, when they fear of losing you, when they fear supply being gone, when they feel like it, right? When they need something. So of course it'll change, but then it'll change right back and the dismissal will come back. So, and I'll show you guys a pretty horse before I'm done. Sorry, I'm like staring at her and she is gonna have a baby really soon. That's why I'm sitting here. So, okay, back to the topic. Narcissistic dismissal. Why do they do it? Why do narcissists, you know what I mean? Like they will say things that belittle you, cut you down, passive-aggressive digs, comments that make you feel inferior to them or invisible. I spent so long feeling invisible, that it's almost like I thought I had a magic skill that I actually was, right? Because I remember sitting in a room and the lack of listening to what I was saying, and I just started making up words and, you know, blah, 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 just saying nonsense, and realized they had no clue I just said nonsense. And at first I'd start crying and then I'd start laughing and go, you know what, this is so not worth it. Not worth my time, not worth my energy. I'm gonna go, here's the thing, it's not worth your time. If someone's gonna dismiss you, it really isn't. Go find people who care. Or be by yourself, because you can care, right? You can care about you. You can get things in your life. You can attract things to your life. You can transform your life to be more on the path you wish it to be on when you're not spending your time worrying about this toxic person. I'm going to go to chat real quick and see what you guys are saying. Hey, Chris and UNA. Let's see. Chris is saying they want you to know your feelings aren't valid so they don't have to deal with them. Exactly. And remember, you don't need validation from anyone but yourself. Exactly. And you want to see the baby. Well, there's no baby yet, but yeah. Oh, hello. Here too. It went away. This is the one bummer on your phone, is that it goes away. Where'd it go? here to help you heal. Hello. UNA says, I've been experiencing a small amount of dismissal lately. What I'm experiencing more than dismissal is just being ignored, lied to, and disrespected. Well, that's dismissal, right? Being ignored is dismissal. It's like, you don't exist. And lied to, because it's not worth telling you the truth, right? And disrespected, yeah. They're horribly disrespectful people. What we got here? Let's see. And Chris is saying, I felt completely dismissed by my mother-in-law the other day, so instead of giving her power, I just high-five myself. Yes. Just high-five myself. She looked so confused. You know what's interesting is that I discovered the other day when I was driving, and there was some road raging jerk behind me going like basically could have been hooked to the bumper, right? And I'm going down this country road going as fast as legal plus a little because he was pushing me, and I had to turn left, and I couldn't go to the right lane to go slow because I had to turn left. You know, it was like, I'm driving, okay, leave me alone, I know how to do this. He goes slamming around me so fast that surprised he didn't clip the front of my car. Totally pissed off with his arm flailing and like just driving like a narcissistic jerk, right? And I got mad, right? Because, well, first of all, it was dangerous. And second of all, I was super mad at that reaction, at that person. And I thought, look at me reacting. And I turned and I went about my day and I thought, okay, I'm keeping reacting. And then I thought, wait a minute, this is not my negative energy, that's his. This toxic is his. So when someone's dismissing you, it's not you, it's them. And you know what? I said, goodbye, I don't need this energy, return to sender, goodbye. You can have it, man in truck, you know, and I sent it back in my mind. And then I said, thank you for this burst of adrenaline, because you know what? I don't need coffee. I'm good to go now. Thank you for the energy. So when someone is horrible to you, and you're able to return it to that person because it is not yours, it never was yours, you didn't create it, you didn't cause it, and it is not about you, it is about the toxic person who's doing the dismissal, who's doing the devaluing. And you can take that energy that you feel and use it for yourself. You know what? That is, to me, pretty much the only thing you can do with it, except for sit and be angry, right? And yeah, I was angry, and I whatever, I had to process it for a few seconds, but I didn't need to let it be a giant trigger, and I didn't need to let it take over my day, the negativity part. And the energy stuck for a good 15 minutes, and I got where I was going without feeling sleepy. All right, let's see, what are we saying here? That's it. Okay, so devaluing and dismissal. It's awful. It is, well, I mean, it's the cycle, right? We talked about devaluing in a video the other day, so go watch that if you haven't. It might give you some tips about, you know, what you might be seeing or some validation for what you're experiencing. Otherwise, the dismissal part is this bitter, I don't know, like a cold, stony wall, right? It causes feelings of a no, like lack of worth in you when you have someone do that to you. When you have someone dismiss you, it's, at least for me, it's sad and it's cutting and it's not at all positive in any way. And it actually, if you can stop in the moment and you can see that person who's dismissing you for what they are, what you're seeing in that moment when they're dismissing you is their truth. Not about you, about them. You're seeing that they are a person who would value another human being so low that they can't even give them a proper answer or even an answer or even acknowledge feelings or even acknowledge anything. They can't take accountability, and they're hiding from everything because they're so bored with themselves that they can't further themselves. When people say, can a narcissist change? Can they become better? And one of the major reasons the answer is no is this. There's too much dismissal in them. There's too much laziness in the you know, trying to better and increase their own inner world, right? And trying to become better people toward others, right? So yeah, this is let me see, what are we saying here? Going back to chat. what, Chris says it's cutting, but exactly, you have the power to not take it on. It says everything about them and nothing about you. It's true, and I know it feels totally personal because they get you where it's personal. They attack in personal ways. They get you when you feel, they use the words to weaponize your vulnerabilities against you, and then they dismiss you and they leave you feeling like a puddle. How many of you have been dismissed when you're crying? Right? How many of you, not that you need someone to, hey, sweetheart, not that you need someone to, coddle you or something like that. I don't, at least, but how many of you have had tears in your eyes and had someone look at you stony cold and walk away? Over things that, tears over things that are legitimately going on and the person knows it. So that's a dismissal, and that kind of person isn't worth the time of day, What are we saying? Yes, it feels personal, and that's by design. Exactly, that's right. So I guess what I'm trying to say is try to see the dismissals that are happening and the devaluings that are happening as the narcissist not being able to have functioning relationships, that they are dismissing and devaluing you because they are the one who's creating a value system in the first place, and they need someone to devalue at that moment. Okay, they're always about feeding their own ego. They're always about controlling situations so that their world, that their delusional world, their belief about themselves is intact, is kept whole for what they think. I mean, how many of us walk through our day thinking, how can I make the situation so that it reflects who I think I am, right? I don't know that they think that, but that's what they're doing. They are trying to create situations that reflect who they think they are. If they need you devalued sometimes, and they need you dismissed so that they can feel powerful, so that they can feel like they're in control of somebody else's feelings, like they have, I don't know, some power over you in some way. What are we saying here? Go into chat. Okay. Chantel, you're saying what? Okay, there it goes. My ex-narcissist looked at me when I was crying and begged him to stop putting me through this and said I needed help. Of course you needed help. You truly did. You needed help to get away from him, right? But I know what he was insinuating there, because they all call us crazy when we have emotions. So weird. The messages are cutting off and I have to open each one. UNA says, and sometimes they seem so unaware. Okay. And sometimes they seem so unaware. I know narcissists don't really care, but at times they really seem not to be self-aware at all. Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. And what does self-aware even mean? That's a good video topic. What does self-aware mean when you're talking about a narcissist? There's so many out there, these proclaimed self-aware narcissists out there helping people. Okay, they're out there getting supply, guys. They're seeking supply. They're not out there to give information. They're not out there to look clumsy and awkward like we're doing here, right? No, they're out there to look a certain way, to sound a certain way, to give information. Are they really self-aware? Sure, they know they're narcissists, but what does self-aware mean? Self-aware generally means someone who is aware of one's actions and takes action to make changes to better oneself, or to at least acknowledge what they're doing and do their best to not be poisonous to other people, right? Yeah, so that's a whole nother topic, again, for another time. And let's see. He called me pathetic many times. What they're doing there, what he's doing there is he's projecting. He's the pathetic one. He can't have an emotion that's real. That's pathetic. They're so afraid of their emotional worlds, right? They're so afraid to be fragile in any way, to be vulnerable in any way that's real. And what they don't understand is vulnerability is a strength and a power, and absolutely, when someone is able to be vulnerable, it's the strongest person you'll ever see in your life, right? When they're true, someone's able to be true, and they don't get it. Well, they don't get it. They're missing the mark. So Sweetheart, what did you say here? I had someone continue to do the thing I was crying about. Oh yeah, that's not dismissal. I don't know what is, right? I try not to cry in their presence, though I broke down finally. I barely ever let them see me cry. One time the person told me, good for you. Oh, you see, I think that's one of the worst forms of dismissal. When you're really in an emotional state and someone is ignoring it, shooting you down, calling you names for it, whatever, attacking you. Let's see. What are we saying here? UNA is saying something here. I was with someone as a friend for nearly 9 months until she called me pathetic. That was the last straw. I dropped her like a lead balloon. Good, right? Okay. I don't know what time it is, you guys, but I think I have to go in a second. Let me see if I can. I have no idea what time it is. It doesn't tell me. But I need to go in a second, I think. So I will go back to chat here for a second and see what you guys are saying, and then we will end this momentarily, and we will say hi to Mama Horse real quick. My ex here's a good topic here. Not a good topic, 50 pence. Hey, my ex enjoys the pain she creates in others, so dismisses all the time. Okay, I didn't touch on this, but thank you for the reminder of this, because it's huge. Okay, that is when someone truly has a cluster B personality disorder, when you see them enjoying the pain they create in others, and not even enjoying, but literally feeding off of it. Right? And when they create this dismissal in order to set up situations so that they can feed off of somebody else's emotional pain. And then 50 Pence says, when I finally dismissed her in a text exchange, she immediately came back with more aggressive dismissal. Yeah. And I think a lot of them do this dismissal as a form of punishment. It's punitive. They enjoy it. They get more supply from that than they would from the exchange of having a conversation with you. They're tired of the talking, and they just want quick fix of supply. And they want the quick energy that it gives them for hurting someone else. It's sick. You and I, hello. What are you saying? Just happened to me and my grandson yesterday. We went to visit my aging parents. Oh, it went away. Hang on. Anyone know what time it is? And tell me what time zone you're in. I can't look. Where did it go? You and I. Okay. You and I says, this just happened to me and my grandson yesterday. We went to visit my aging parents for their anniversary, and it was like we weren't even there. Right? It's 2 p.m., 11. Okay. Thank you. So yes, I have to go. Perfect timing. I will see you guys next time. I have someone I need to talk to right now who has an appointment. So you guys, if you need coaching or group coaching, check out the information in every video. Please hit subscribe if you enjoy these. Hit the thumbs up to these videos. Let me know what you think in comments. I try to get responses to you as much as I can. I'm gonna walk over here so that you can see them. Mama. Here, Mama. Hey, Mama. Come on. Can we see her? Can we see her? There she is. Hi, babes. Hi, babes. Okay. We'll let her be. She's doing her thing. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.